No one's ever said they can't.
Okay.
But I have a soft voice.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, for anybody who hasn't been here before, my name is Melanie McGarrah. I'm Chief Spokesperson for NIU, and thank you very much for being here today. First of all, I want to just clarify. As you can imagine, I know many of you have covered sort of massive crises, large-scale crises in the past, and I'm sure that you appreciate that there is much to attend to. And we certainly do not intend to not attend to the public's need for information, your need for information. And so I hope you'll bear with us. This is not a full-fledged press conference today, as you can see. You have me, and I'll certainly stay and answer questions as long as possible. We do have some new information for you that I'll share with you, and I certainly will answer any questions that you might have. Also, along the same lines, I want to tell you that you will not be hearing from me today very much in the way of new information on the investigation. So I just want to say that up front. What I'm here to talk to you about is what the university is doing as we move forward and begin to resume operations. So I just want to make that clear. I'll make a statement to you, read something from President Peters, and then I'll open it up for questions. This afternoon, this morning, beginning about 8 o'clock and until very recently, the emergency team convened by the President has been working quite hard at some very practical issues that have to do with the reopening of our university, have to do with the resumption of classes, and have to do with the return to normalcy to the extent that there can be a return to normalcy after an event of these horrific proportions. So if you'll indulge me for a moment, I'm going to read to you now from an email that the President has just sent to all faculty, staff, and students. Our campus family has endured a tragedy of unfathomable proportions this week. Thursday afternoon's tragedy took 6 lives and left others among us with serious wounds of body and spirit. Last night, more than 2,000 of us gathered for a vigil to commemorate the victims and to begin the long process of healing and recovery. I personally took great comfort in the outpouring of concern for victims and the love expressed for each other at that event. I believe we must carry those sentiments forward in our hearts in the days and the weeks ahead. Healing has many components: time to mourn, opportunities for expression, and ultimately the return on our campus to teaching and learning. Over the past 48 hours, my efforts and those of my administrative team have been focused on all 3 aspects. Today, after consultation with students, faculty, and staff, I've made several important decisions about resumption of life at NIU. It's my sincere hope that this letter will address most of your major concerns and answer many of your questions. First, resuming operations. Faculty and staff are asked to return to work on Tuesday, February 19th. Beginning that day and continuing through the end of the week, teaching and support personnel will receive information briefings and training to help students upon their return to classes the following week. All university events, including athletic competitions, remain canceled through February 24th. Now, returning to class. Classes will resume on Monday, February 25th at all NIU locations. A week will be added to the end of our academic calendar at the end of the semester to make up that lost time. This means that commencement, originally scheduled for May 10th, will be moved 1 week forward to May 17th. More specific details on those issues will be forthcoming in future communications. And finally, a time to heal. Before classes resume, we will be holding a memorial service at the NIU Convocation Center on Sunday, February 24th. The exact time, incidentally, is to be determined. That service will initiate a set of activities and services aimed at community recovery that will continue throughout the semester. In the meantime, student counseling services are available around the clock, both in the residence halls and at the counseling center in the Campus Life building. A grief counseling hotline is available at 815-753-1206, and faculty and staff may contact the Employee Assistance Program if they feel that they are in need as well of counseling. A scholarship fund honoring the memory of those whom we have lost has been established through the NIU Foundation, and those wishing to express their concern in that manner should visit the Alumni Association webpage or call the foundation. Finally, I want to assure you that all available resources continue to be focused on campus security and perceptions about personal safety at NIU. As you return to campus, you may notice an increased police presence in and around campus buildings. This is intended to reassure and not alarm you. In the weeks and months ahead, all of us will experience a roller coaster of emotions. We need to take care of ourselves and each other, reaching out to those among us who are struggling, and taking advantage of the many support services available to us in this difficult time. We especially appreciate the support of our extended community from DeKalb through the region and around the world. The eyes of the world are focused on Northern Illinois University. Let us continue to show the world that an act of violence does not define us and will not keep us from being the individuals or the university community that I know we can be. Above all, please keep our victims in your hearts and prayers. God bless you all. Sincerely, John G. Peters, President. With that, I will certainly entertain any questions that you might have.
What are the university's plans for reopening Cole Hall?
At this point, Cole Hall will remain closed, it appears, for the remainder of the semester. Beyond that, the discussions simply have not progressed any further than that. And just to follow up on that, if I may, obviously, I talk about the tremendous amount of work that's going on behind the scenes. There's been a tremendous amount of work needed to be able to move classes out of that building and redistribute them around campus. I believe that the unified command structure that you heard Chief Grady talk about yesterday certainly will remain in effect. I think what students could expect to see, for example, and faculty and staff, will be an increased presence in buildings of campus police. We have 45, 50 sworn officers on our campus. We have extended, what are they called, security guards on the payroll. And additionally, yes, we have very good relationships with DeKalb, Sycamore County, and state police who can assist us. The issue really we're getting at is certainly the reality of security, the checking of buildings, but also the physical presence. We recognize that the campus to which our students and our faculty and our staff will be returning is one that may experience some continuing sense of nervousness, fear. We recognize that. So, in addition to the actual stepped-up security measures, we also want to make sure that our police officers are very visible and in buildings, and particularly in and around student areas.
So is that going to include possible